P&J Productions present a compilation of pouring. Oi! P&J Productions present a compilation of pouring.
Where was it that?
And that's it.
In September, the revenue cutter Thomas Corwin was again commissioned to take Tree Boss and his team to Tillamook Rock to begin their survey. The weather was fair. A surf boat was launched to ferry the crew to the rock. As they approached, swells began to build. Tree Boss was the first to step foot on the rock, but at that exact moment, a huge was away. After an intense struggle, the assistant was finally pulled back into the boat. But John R. Tree
said, "Yes," I replied. The question of money was not mentioned. The other side of the tennis court and stopped. She was sitting next to me and said, "I am in financial difficulties and want some money." I told her you will not get much out of me, and she said, "I will report you to Jihad for having the works van out late at night if you don't give me some money." I said, "Don't be silly," but she said she had seen my driving licence and knew my name. I drove the car back onto the road and pushed the body onto the pavement. I then drove home and told Mummy and Dad I was late because I had had trouble with the van. Next morning I threw water into the van and tried to clean up the mess with some rags. I found the girl's handbag and when I opened it there was 4 shillings. I took that and hid the handbag behind some boards in the Brooks Garage washroom. And was likely to discharge accidentally. It was also suggested that the gun had been fired from just a few inches from the victim. On the following morning, Jack Day asked to speak to Superintendent Hawkins and made a written statement. I came home from the horse and jockey, parked my car and went indoors. Keith was there. I hadn't seen him for some time. I said hello to him like you do. I went to take my clothes off as I got indoors.
Oh, mate.
My wife was off. Keith was sort of standing there. I said, "Blimey, sorry it happened." And he said, "It has got me in the throat." It looked as though it had been a scratch line. I gave him my handkerchief to put on it. I had 2 handkerchiefs, one on the gun and another in my pocket. Day then claimed that he and Earth went into the town centre.
The two teams in their easily recognisable colours. Normally, of course, when teams travel away from home, they tend to wear one of the various strips that they have. And Liverpool all in red today. And the red men looking for... Nick's just setting his gear up.
And I've got 2 reasons why I'm going to come in a nice spot. Reason number 1 is, while I was stood here, 2 times I've heard people coming out of them bins, you know, they're lifting it up, they're putting the rubbish in and it's just slamming shut. Now, if I'm sat down there, talking away, talking security to find out, I could come and say, "Oh, mate, on your bike." Reason number 2 is,
His wife was in bed. I just undressed and climbed into bed. This morning when the wife went up to Scotswood Road for some milk, she came back and told me Mrs. Muse was dead. I told her I had done it. The details leading up to the murder were revealed when Ronald Dunbar appeared before Mr. Justice Ashworth and Newcastle addressed the jury. The prosecution submit that this is a dastardly and brutal murder, as one can well imagine.
P&J Productions now present pouring ale into a glass.
Bollocks!